Have you ever felt like your life is being pulled in different directions, as if it doesn't belong to you? As if someone is silently reshaping your priorities without your permission? Why is it that as we get older, we are expected to take on more expectations, responsibilities, and emotional burdens? Carl Jung said, "The greatest privilege of life is to be who we truly are." But what if someone starts to burden you with responsibilities that aren't yours? In this video, we'll talk about 5 situations, especially relevant at this stage of your life, where no one has the right to ask anything of you. Because the issue is very clear. Nothing that disturbs your inner peace is worth your time. When you realize this, the direction of your life begins to change. Before continuing, don't forget to subscribe to the Mindful Sphere channel for content that will deepen your personal awareness. If you're ready, let's begin. First item: carrying burdens that don't belong to you. At some point in your life, you learn to stop taking on other people's problems. This doesn't mean you don't care, but you now know that caring about something doesn't mean owning it. Despite this, some people still expect you to solve their problems. They expect you to clean up the mess that isn't yours, to put things in order that they've left behind. What you initially accept as a small favor gradually turns into a silent, permanent responsibility. Before you know it, you've become the person holding everything together around you. Not because you truly believe it's your job, but because no one else is willing to take that step. And when you try to step away, guilt wraps itself around you like a chain. But remember, carrying a burden that isn't yours always comes at a cost. It's not just your time or energy. Your peace of mind, your health, and your self-confidence are also part of that cost. You are not a solution machine, a backup plan, or a support network for everyone's problems. If someone sees you that way, they've already crossed the line. The longer you carry someone else's burden, the further you drift from your own life. Second rule: don't lend money without a genuine need. You know the silence that falls when someone close to you asks for financial help. This silence usually stems not from an urgent need, but from seeking a solution from you after mistakes have been made. In such cases, silence is an emotional trap laced with pressure and guilt. They try to convince you with phrases like, "You're my father," or "You're my sibling. You have to help." But the real issue is whether they truly deserve this help. Providing financial support in old age is rarely impartial. It's not just about money. It's about the stability you've built over years of work, the security you've earned through hard work, and the comfort that belongs to you. And when that money leaves your hands, it's not just your bank account that takes a hit. Your peace of mind goes with it. People think they want money, but what they really want is to shift the responsibility for the outcomes of their lives onto you. If you say no, they suddenly turn the entire narrative around, and you become the source of the problem. However, the question to ask is, who is responsible for what? Who truly deserves what? Remember, being generous is not the same as self-sacrifice. Protecting your financial boundaries is not selfishness. It is wise. You have already given more than enough. You have more than earned the right to say no. 3. You should not be expected to act as a mediator in family disputes. Family matters can sometimes be like a whirlpool that pulls you in when you don't want to be there. You suddenly find yourself caught between two people with phrases like, "Mum, will you talk to him?" Or "Dad, you fix this." You are forced to referee a game you didn't participate in. But the truth even if it's not spoken openly, is this: it is not your job to resolve every disagreement. Acting as a mediator may seem constructive at times, but it often makes you the target. When things get messy, everyone turns to you and blames you. And this process drains what little emotional energy you have left. Think about it for a moment. While you are still alive, your siblings start arguing over inheritance or a house. A place that means a lot to you suddenly turns into a battlefield of hatred, interests, and egos. You are expected to intervene, take sides, and even smooth things over. But this is no longer your responsibility. You should devote your time and energy not to resolving conflicts, but to healing your soul, enjoying life, and maintaining your inner peace. You are not obligated to carry the burden of relationships that others are unwilling to resolve. You're not anyone's emotional spare tire. Before moving on to the fourth and fifth requests, if this video was helpful to you, you can share it with a friend so that these words can reach them as well. Additionally, if you'd like to support our channel, you can click the thank you button below to contribute. Every bit of support means a lot to us. 4. You shouldn't be expected to change who you are. Sometimes, out of the blue, someone comes along and says, "You should wear something else," or "That music isn't right for you." At first, these words may seem harmless, but the underlying message is clear. Don't be yourself. This is one of the most hurtful things you can say to someone, because you didn't become who you are overnight. A lifetime of experiences, pains, joys, decisions, and sacrifices have shaped you into who you are today. When someone tells you you need to change, they are essentially dismissing your past, your values, and your character. It is no different than seeing you as a piece of software that needs to be updated. Yet you are not someone who is shaped by trends. You are complete in every way, having written your own story. Staying true to yourself is not stubbornness. It is an expression of your inner strength and the deep connection you have with life. Because once you start compromising on who you are, you won't know where to stop. One morning, you'll look in the mirror and not recognize the person staring back at you. So no, you are not difficult. You are simply standing up for your values, your soul, and the years of hard work you have put in. And you deserve that. Don't change yourself for someone else's comfort. It wasn't easy to find the real you. Don't lose it. 5. You should not be expected to put other people's feelings before your own. This is perhaps the most insidious form of pressure. Someone wants to put their emotional needs ahead of your decisions. Phrases like, "If you loved me, you would do this," or "Please don't upset me," actually mean, "Your happiness is disrupting my peace." And that's not love, it's control. If you are expected to give up your inner peace for someone else's peace, this is not a healthy relationship. It is asking you to push your emotional world into the background and play a role solely for someone else's comfort. Peace is not built this way. Peace grows not by constantly sacrificing oneself, but by remaining true to oneself. At this stage of your life, you no longer have to compromise. You have the right to live in harmony. You have the freedom to say no. You have the right to live your life with your own voice and your own choices. You have the right to make decisions that make you happy without suppressing your feelings or diminishing your joy, even if others are not ready for it. And you have earned that right many times over the years. These 5 demands, carrying the burdens of others, bowing to financial demands, being a mediator, shaping yourself for someone else, and allowing yourself to be emotionally enslaved, all converge at a single point, the destruction of your inner peace. And once you lose that peace, it is not easy to regain. It's time to ask yourself, who are these demands coming from? And why did you say yes to them? Remember, you don't have to be a savior, a bank, a psychologist, or someone who carries everyone else's baggage. You have the right to set boundaries, protect your worth, and put yourself at the center of your life. This isn't selfishness. This is taking ownership of your life. This is true power. Now I want to hear from you. Which of the items we listed resonated with you the most? Have you experienced something similar? Share your thoughts in the comment section. And if you've read this far, leave the word intact. It's a sign that you're still true to yourself, aware of this journey, and on it. If this video added value to your life, don't forget to subscribe to the Mindful Sphere channel and follow our content. Because sometimes hearing the truth is hard, but in the end, it's what sets us free. Until the next video, please take care of your peace of mind. It's the most valuable thing you have.